Hey everybody, post editing Kevin here. I just wanted to disclose, instead of actually posting these parts separately, I just decided to post them together. It'll make it an hour episode, but at the same time, it just seems smarter to do that than to just wait for two uploads. All right, hope you enjoy. All right, hello everybody. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to keep the episode short. Pretty busy day today, but let's see if I can make a longer episode next week, or I should be able to do the normal time next week. All right, life getting out of the way. Life getting in the way. All right, let's get started. All right, the cut. Another day, early morning. Colette and Linguini have begun their prep. There is a new relaxation between them. Colette. The only way to get the best produce is to have the first pick of the day. And there's only two ways to get first pick. Grow it yourself or bribe a grower. She gestures to the back door outside and produce seller approaches her, conversing amicably with La Rosée. Sets down a crate of gorgeous fruit and vegetables. La Rosée slips him money. Colette. Voila! The best restaurant gets first pick. Time cut. Linguini and Colette cook side by side, their manner now as easy and familiar as old friends. Colette. People think haute cuisine is snooty, so chefs must also be snooty, but not so. On Lalo, who bobs to radio music as he sautés cooking with an efficient yet theatrical flourish. Colette. Lalo there. Ran away from home at 12. Got hired by circus people as an acrobat. Got fired for messing around with the ringmaster's daughter. Camera swings to Horst. He glances about with shifty eyes. Horst has done time. For what? No one knows. For sure. He changes the story every time you ask him. Jumps. Horst explains various reasons for incarceration. Horst. Defraud a major corporation. More. I robbed the second largest bank in France using only a ballpoint pen. I created a hole in the ozone over Avignon. Cut. I killed the man with this thumb. Camera moves to Pompidou, who works dough with expert precision. Don't ever play cards with Pompidou. Pompidou, he's been banned from both Las Vegas and Monte Carlo. Camera moves to La Horse as he slips into the food safe. Colette. La Rose ran guns for the resistance. Linguini. Which resistance? He won't say. Apparently they did not win. Resume Colette and Linguini. Colette. So you see, we are artists, pirates. More than cooks, are we? Linguini. We? Oui. You are one of us now, oui? Linguini. Oui. The exchange smiles and resume work. Pause. Linguini. Thank you, by the way, for all the advice. Thank you, by the way, for all the advice about cooking. Thank you, too. For what? For taking it. Inside Skinner's car, moving night. Skinner listens to the radio. Suddenly he sits up, his POV through windshield. Remy scampers across the alley to the kitchen entrance behind Gusto's and into the hands of a kneeling Linguini. Skinner. The rat! Resumes Skinner. He jams the brakes, throws the car into the reverse. As Linguini is brought back into view, we see that Remy is gone. Still kneeling, Linguini holds up a set of keys. Linguini to Skinner chuckles. Just drop my keys. Skinner is baffled. Gusto's dining area night. There is noticeably more energy and fewer empty tables in the dining room. Mustafa arrives at a table of food snobs. Have you decided? Food snobs. Well, the new soup is excellent, but we order it every time. What else do you have? Mustafa, we have a very nice foie gras Food Snob Impatience. Yes, the old standby. You used to be famous for it. What does the chef have that's new? Mustafa stands there, slack-jawed and blinking. Kitchen. Mustafa crashes through those swinging doors in a panic. Mustafa. Someone has asked what is new. New? Yes. What do I tell them? What did you tell them? I told them I would ask. What are you babbling? What are you blathering about? Said Skinner. Hoarse. Customers are asking for what is new. Mustafa. What should I tell them? What did you tell them? Said Skinner. I told them I would ask. Skinner. This is simple. Just pull out an old Gusto recipe. Something we haven't made in a while. And Mustafa. They know about the old stuff. They like linguine soup. Linguine? They are asking for food from Linguine? Lalo, a lot of customers like the soup. That's all we were saying. Pompidou, what were we saying? We were saying that? An idea comes to Skinner. Dark pleasure blooms on his face. Skinner, very well. If it's linguine they want. He pulls Horace close and speaks to him quietly. Skinner, tell them Chef Linguini has prepared something special for them. Something definitely off menu. Oh, and don't forget to stress its linguininess. Horst, oui, chef. Skinner turns to Linguini, a big shark smile on his face. Skinner, now is your chance to try something worthy of your talent, Linguini. A forgotten favorite of the chef's, sweetbread la gusto. Colette will help you. Oui, chef. Skinner, now hurry up. Our diners are hungry. Wait. Skinner turns to go to his office. A worried LaRousse rushes up to him, speaking in a low, concerned voice. LaRousse, are you sure the recipe was a... You sure? That recipe was a disaster. Cousteau himself said so. Skinner, just the sort of challenge a budding chef needs, said Skinner. Skinner disappears inside his office, humming to himself, with Colette and Linguini. Linguini looks over Colette's shoulder as she stares at an old, yellowing recipe card, sizzing up its ingredients. Colette, sweet bread a la gusto. Sweet bread cooked in salt crust with cuttlefish tentacles, drizzled with snail porridge, with increasing increasing distaste. Douglas for pure beetroot, mousse in Poland, dried white fungus, and dipped in anchovy licorice sauce? Huh? Sounds awful. Colette shrugs it off and turns it to Linguini. Colette, I don't know this recipe, but it is gustoso. Calling out, Lalo, we have some veal stomach soaking, yes? Lalo, yes. Veal stomach, I get that. Veal stomach? Said Linguini. Inside Linguini's toque, minutes later, Remy pilots Linguini's hand to lift small pot of snail porridge off the burner and up to Linguini's toque for an obligatory sniff. Remy looks at the porridge, then at the rack of fresh spices. Suddenly, Remy pilots Linguini to go for the spices, lifting them rapidly, one by one up the toque to sniff. Remy selects one of the smells right and dumps it into the pot. Linguini suddenly leans forward, tilting his toque over the fragrant steam from the simmering pot. Inside Linguini's toque, Remy takes a whiff like what he smells inspired. He pilots Linguini out into the kitchen. Linguini is alarmed by his sudden ramble, completely unsure of where he's going, what he's looking for. Under the toque, Remy maneuvers Linguini spastically past the other cooks, stationing wildly, sniffing around for the next ingredient, a composer hunting for the next note in a new symphony. He catches a pleasing scent in Lalo's station. Linguini snatches some shallots from Lalo, who looks up in shock, but Linguini's already gone, racing back into his station to add new ingredients to a heart heating pan. Linguini jerks forward, tilting his toque over the pan, then peels out of his station, once again on the move. Kitchen, same time. Linguini zips up, snatching ingredients from the other cook stations, a Porsche apologizing for its driver. A Porsche. Ooh. Linguini ad-lib to cooks. Pardon me, just need to borrow this real quick. Sorry, apparently I need this. I'll be right back. The others, Linguini looks deranged. A man who's clearly lost control of both his arms and his faculties. Linguini careens back into the station and dumps the ingredients into the pan, startling Colette. Colette. What are you doing? We are supposed to be preparing Gusto's recipe. Linguini stirring, flipping pan. This is the recipe, Colette. The recipe doesn't call for white truffle oil. What else have you... More. Oh, that's not supposed to be Colette. She looks in his pan. You are improvising? This is no time to experiment. The customers are waiting. Linguini, you're right, to Remy, nudging Turk. I should listen to you. Linguini suddenly slaps his own face, leans his toque over the sweetbread. You okay? Nope, sorry. Hope you're okay, lady. Looks in his pan. Okay. Linguini slaps his face, then leans to the toque over the sweetbread. Stop that! Stop what? Said Linguini. You're freaking me out! Wait, whatever you're doing, stop it! Where is the special order? Said Horst. Both Colette and Linguini are working quickly now, but on separate dishes, giving the appearance of a competition. Colette. Coming! Low to Linguini. I thought we were together in this. We are together! Colette. Then what are you doing? It's very hard to explain. The special, said Horst. Come get it. Under the toque, Remy watches anxiously as Colette sets the plate at the pass to be picked up, a hank of hair in each paw, waiting for an opening. Colette glances at the recipe. Colette, oh, I forgot to add the licorice. She rushes back to get it. Remy sees his chance. Linguini finds himself grabbing his pan and hurtling towards Colette. At the pass, Colette is about to add the licorice sauce when Linguini swoops in and blocks her hand. Colette is stunned. Her eyes flash at Linguini, who looks petrified. His left hand holds his pan of sauté, which trembles over the sweetbread. Colette, don't you dare! I'm not. Linguini dumps his sauté over Colette's dish the moment before it sweeps away from the waiter Mustafa. Linguini, sorry. Skinner enters, smiling as he walks up to Horst. Skinner, is Linguini's dish done yet? Horst, yeah. It's as bad as we remember. Just went out. Skinner, did you taste it? Of course. Before he changed it. Skinner, good. What? How could he change it? He changed it as it was going out the door. Skinner starts toward the door and the dining room just as Mustafa bursts through it, excited. Mustafa, they love it! Other diners are already asking about it, about Linguini. I have 7 more orders. Colette is nonplussed. Skinner flinches, then forces a smile. Skinner, that's wonderful. Inside Linguini's toque, Remy slaps his paws together, relishing the night ahead. Montage. You okay, lady? Give me a sec. Here. Hey, come on. Let's get you up here. Okay. Um, Cross cut between dining room and the kitchen. Orders pile up as word of the special spreads between diners. Remy pilots Linguini preparing plate after plate of their hit. Kitchen later. The diner rushes over. The cooks congratulate that new comrade Linguini, toasting him glasses of table wine. Skinner watches from across the kitchen, staring at the boy with a mixture of confusion, envy, and resentment. As Linguini passes in front of the light, Skinner sees it. A strange shadow within Linguini's toque. The silhouette of a rat. Skinner's eyes going wide. Back entrance. Gusto's. After a quick look around to make sure no one's watching, Linguini removes his toque and lets Remy out. Linguini, take a break, little chef. Get some air. We really did it tonight. Linguini unfolds a napkin, revealing a miniature picnic fruit bread cheese. Remy popped up, exhilarated, beams at Linguini, who raises his glass in a salute to the rat. Linguini smiles, turns back inside. Kitchen continues. We follow Linguini as he crosses the kitchen, humming happily to himself. Panning into the frame is Skinner, perching high atop a tray rack, waiting like a cat, ready to pounce. He snatches the toque from Linguini's head and gapes in confusion when he sees nothing on top of the boy's head. He looks at Linguini and smiles. Skinner, dangling the toque. Got your toque. Skinner hops to the ground, fluffing the toque with his hand, before handing it back to the mystified Linguini. Skinner, seriously now, I'd love to have a little talk with you, Linguini. In my office. Am I in trouble? Skinner, trouble? No! A little wine, a friendly chat, just as cooks. Colette watches Skinner steer Linguini into the office. Horse to Colette and Linguini. The plongeur won't be coming to you for advice anymore, eh, Colette? The plongeur won't be coming to you for advice anymore, eh, Colette? Nods this to Skinner office. He's gotten all he needs. He exits chuckling. Colette slowly turns away, stung. Inside Skinner's office, Skinner settles in behind the massive desk that was formerly Gusto's. Linguini sits uneasily at a chair facing him, still holding his little glass of wine. Skinner, toast! You're toasting your success, eh, Linguini? Good for you. Linguini, I just took it to be polite. They were being so nice to me. I don't really drink. Just know. Skinner. Of course you don't. I wouldn't either if I was drinking that. Skinner plucks the glass from Linguini's hand, pours it into the waste basket, and offers up a newly opened bottle of wine. Skinner, but you would have to be an idiot for elephantine proportions not to appreciate this 61 Château Latour, and you, Monsieur Linguini, are no idiot. Raising his glass, let us toast your non-idiocy of a tour santé. They clink and drink. Outside kitchen, back entrance, Gusto's. Remy munches contentedly and stares at the starry sky, loving his bread, his cheese, his life. He breaks the top off a grape and, holding the stem like a wine glass, slowly sips it into a raisin. Something stirs behind the trash cans. Remy freezes, suddenly alert. Some kind of creature is eating in the shadows. Remy grabs the cheese knife and timidly goes to investigate. The creature looks up, his glowing eyes fix on Remy. Remy gulps, raises the knife. The creature leaps into the light. Emile. Remy! Remy, Emil? They rushed to each other, hugging and laughing. Remy, what are you doing here? I thought I'd never see you guys again. I can't believe it. You're alive! You made it! We figure you didn't survive the rapids. Remy, what are you eating? Emil stares at Remy, chewing. He looks down, pondering the unrecognizable wad in his hand for a long beat. He frowns. Emil, I don't really know. I think it was some sort of wrapper once. Remy, what? No! Remy grabs the wad and throws it away with a flourish. Remy, you're in Paris now, baby. My town. No brother of mine eats reject menta in my town. Rejecta menta in my town. Remy turns on his heel and marches back into the kitchen. Moments later, Remy climbs in to pull the handle on the food safe door and hesitates there. Laughter emanates from the inside of the Skinner's office. Remy leaps to the handle and with considerable effort pushes it open, unlocking the massive door. Gusteau appears. Gusteau Sprite. Remy, you are stealing? You told Linguini he could trust you. And he can, said Remy. It's for my brother. Gusteau Sprite. The boy could lose his job. Remy. Which means I would too. It's under control, okay? Remy shoves past Gusteau Sprite into the safe. The Sprite vanishes. Alright. I should stop here. Alright. It's been great. Until next time. I'll see you guys later. Hey everybody. Sorry for the really slow uploads. That does not mean that I quit. It just means that life happened. So, I'm gonna continue forward. Let's see. Could lose his job. Everything's under control. Okay, Remy shoves past the Gusteau Sprite and into the safe. The Sprite vanishes. Inside Skinner's office, same time. Linguini sits back in his chair, looking a bit tipsy. Skinner, more wine? And Linguini says, I shouldn't, but okay. He offers his glass to Skinner, who refills it generously. Skinner, so where did you train Linguini? Linguini, train? Alright. Skinner, surely you don't expect me to believe this is your first time cooking. Linguini, it's not. I knew it. It's my... Stop. Count on fingers. Second, third, fourth, fifth time. Monday was my first time. Skinner wilts. But I've taken out the garbage lots of times before this. That's why I... Cutting him off, pouring. Yes, have some more wine. Tell me about your interests. Do you like animals? What? Animals? Kind? What kind? Oh, the usual. Dogs, cats, horses, guinea pigs, rats. Back entrance, Gusteau's minutes later. Remy carries a small bundle of gourmet foodstuff from the kitchen, only to find Emil again munching on garbage. Remy, I brought you something. Ah, no. Spit that out right now. Emil does, shamed. I got to teach you about food. Close your eyes. As Emil closes his eyes, his surrounding fade to black. Remy, delicated, holds a hunk of cheese under Emil's nose. Remy, now, take a bite of this. Emil inhales it. Horrified, Remy scolds him like a bad pet. Remy, no, don't just hork it down. Emil, too late. Annoyed, Remy hands him another piece of cheese. Emil eats it, this time more carefully. Remy, chew it slowly. Think only about the taste, see? A vague grayish blob have forms above his head. It moves to undefined music as Emil struggles to experience the food. Emil, not really. Remy, creamy, salty, sweet. An okay nuttiness. You detect that? Emil opens his eyes, surrounding reappear, looks at Remy. Emil, oh, I'm detecting nuttiness. Remy, close your eyes. Now taste this. Gives him a strawberry. A whole different thing, right? Sweet, crisp, slight tang on the finish. The blob reappears, but this time with a hint of color. Emil, okay. Remy, now try them together. Uh-huh. See? Emil eats both together and chews concentratingly. Slowly, the weak colors become bolder and more complementary. They begin to dance and intermingle as a little melody takes shape. Emil, okay, I think I'm getting a little something there. It might be the nuttiness. Could be the tang. Remy, that's it. Now imagine every great taste in the world being combined into infinite combinations. Tastes that no one has tried yet. Discoveries to be made. Emil, I think you lost me again. Emil opens his eyes. The shapes and sounds fade away. Sensing Remy's disappointment, Emil reassures him. Emil, but that was interesting. Most interesting garbage I've ever... Hey! What are you doing now? What are you doing? Dad doesn't know you're alive. We've got to go to the colony. Everyone will be thrilled. Remy, yeah, but thing is, I kind of have to, Remy gestures vaguely at the kitchen. Emil frowns. Emil, what? What do you have to? More than family. What's more important? He glares furiously at Remy, whose resolve starts to crumble. Well, it wouldn't hurt to visit. Inside Skinner's office, still later, a few empty bottles of wine litter Skinner's desk. Linguini is bombed. But Skinner's incredibly desperate inquisition is getting nowhere. Skinner, have you ever had a pet rat? Nope. Did you work in a lab with rats? Nope. Perhaps you lived in an aqualor at some point? Nope. I knew you know something about rats. You know you do. You know who knows do wackadoo rat data. Hey, what do they call what they call it? What do they call it that? What? Ratatouille. There's a dish called that. It's like stew, right? Why do they call it that? If you're gonna name a food, you should give it a name that sounds delicious. Ratatouille doesn't sound delicious. It sounds like rat. And poot patootie, rat patootie, which does not sound delicious. Linguini drinks, finds his glass empty. He smiles, offering his glass for Skinner to refill. Skinner, regrettably, he drops the empty bottle into the trash with a loud thunk. We are all out of wine. Inside, Skewer Rat comments a little later. Several channels converge into a wide, open area, as dreary and uninviting as any sewer, save for a flotilla of tiny boats illuminated by a scattering of multicolored lanterns that answer the gloom with magic. Holding their clasped paws up victoriously, Django turns from Remy to face the assembled crowd of rats. My son has returned, says Django. An enormous cheer erupts. Emil joins Django and Remy as the clan crowds around them. Remy's joy is clouded with doubt. What about his new life? Rat encampment. Later. A party is full of swing. The entire Rat Clan has come out to bop to boisterous music played by a jazzy rat band, kicking down the jams in a unique gypsy jitterbug dance style that takes full advantage of their tails in all four legs. Joined by his sons, Django sits at a prime table. A waiter rat quickly serves a round of drinks and a well-worn thimble between them. Emil and Django suck theirs down. Remy takes a discreet whiff and sets it aside. Django, and finding someone to replace you for Poison Checker has been a disaster. Nothing's been poisoned, thank God, but it hasn't been easy. You didn't make it easy, said Django. Remy, I know, I'm sorry, Dad. Django, well, the important thing is that you're home. Remy, yeah, well, about that. Django, you look thin. Why is that? A shortage of food or a surplus of snobbery? Emil joins in as Django cracks up at his own joke. It's tough out there in the big world all alone, isn't it? Remy, sure, but it's not like I'm a kid anymore. Wisher drops by to say hello to Django. Remy takes advantage of the distraction to quickly deliver the bad news. Remy, I can take care of myself. I found a nice spot not far away, so I'll be able to visit often. Django, resuming conversation. Nothing like a cold splash of reality to make sudden realization. Visit? Remy, I will, I promise, often. Django, you're not staying? It's not a big deal, Dad, gently. You didn't think I was going to stay forever, did you? Eventually, a bird's gotta leave the nest. Django, we're not birds. We're rats. We don't leave nets. We make them bigger. Remy, maybe I'm different kind of rat. Django, maybe you're not a rat at all. Remy, maybe that's a good thing. Emil trying to break tension. Hey, the band's really on tonight. Remy, rats. All we do is take, Dad. I'm tired of taking. I want to make things. I want to add something to this world. Django, you're talking like a human. Who are not as bad as you say, said Remy. Oh, yeah? Said Django. Emil, oh, man. Django, what makes you so sure? Remy hesitates for a beat, suddenly careful. Remy, I've, been able to, observe them at a close-ish sort of range. Django, yeah? How close? Remy, close enough. And they're, not so bad as you say they are. Django glares at Remy, scrutinizing him. Django, come with me. I got something I want to show you. He moves from the table, dropping all fours and heading off. Reluctantly, Remy does likewise, leaving Emil alone. Emil, I think I'll stay here. Kitchen, Gusteau's restaurant, same time. The sound of raindrops patter against the skylight. Skinner, bundled up in a well-tailored overcoat, throws a scarf around his neck. Linguini tipsily hands him his beret. Skinner, make sure the floors and counters tops are clean before you lock up. Linguini, you want me to stay and clean? Skinner, is that a problem? Linguini slums and drunkenly shakes his head. No! Skinner, good boy. See you tomorrow. Skinner exits, humming. Linguini watches him go with wary eyes. He turns to face the messy kitchen in Wilt's Paris Street night. It's raining harder now. Django and Remy arrive at a drain opening, though which can be glimpsed through the rough cobblestones of city streets. Django, we're here. Django scrambles. That's not Skinner, that's Django. We're here. Django scrambles out the curbside drain and turns to face the storefront behind them. Remy sits next to him, looks up following his father's gaze. His jaw drops in horror. Displays in the windows of small shops are a variety of nasty-looking metal traps, rat traps, to be precise. And alongside of those hang row after row of dead rats. Django, take a good long look, Remy. This is what happens when rats get a little too comfortable around humans. Remy looks away. Django's tone is tender, but firm. Django, the world we live in belongs to the enemy. We must live carefully. We look out for our own kind, Remy. When all is said and done, we're all we got. His point made, Django turns to go. Remy stares up at the horrible window, then softly says, "No." Django stops in his tracks. "What?" Remy, "No, Dad. I don't believe it. You're telling me that the future can only be more of this?" Django, "This is the way things are. You can't change nature." Remy, "Change is nature, Dad. The part that we can influence, and it starts when we decide." With that, Remy turns and, walking upright on two legs, starts back to get Gusteau's. Django calls after him, "Where are you going?" "With luck, forward." Outside, kitchen entrance, Gusteau's morning. The storm has passed and the sky is cloudless and clear. As weary Remy exits the sewer, the fresh air hits his nostrils and he draws it like a sweet memory. He exhales, renewed and happy to be back in his brave new world. Forgetting himself, he trots for kitchen entrance on two legs, throwing a reckless wave at passing cyclists. The cyclist double takes, craning his neck to look at the bizarre sight, and collides with a parked car. Kitchen Gusteau's restaurant. Remy enters and looks around. No one has arrived yet. Remy steps on to the countertop and surveys the kitchen, savoring the day ahead, and then he hears the sound. Snoring. He takes cover and peers out. No one is there, but the snoring persists and he peers cautiously over the edge, Remy's POV, as Remy walks forward, revealing Linguini curled up on the floor, slumbering like a vagrant. Remy looks at the clock, realizing with horror that the others are about to arrive. Remy jumps into Linguini's head like a rough rider on a fallen horse, and expertly tugging hanks of Linguini's hair, manages to get the boy up on his feet. But Linguini remains fast asleep. Remy lifts one of Linguini's heavy eyelids and waves frantically at his staring eye, but Linguini's out cold. The sound of motorcycle arrive at the rear entrance causes Remy to looks around in desperation. He spies a pair of sunglasses near the cook's locker. Colette enters, unpleasantly surprised to find Linguini already at work. She crosses their station and starts prep. Remy has hidden Linguini's shut eyes behind sunglasses, unintentionally giving him the air of a smug rock star. Though Linguini remains fast asleep, Remy pulls his hair to keep the boy's limbs working somewhat convincingly. Colette, cool, formal. Good morning. Intercut under Linguini's toque. Colette and Linguini. Remy pulls hair nervously, puppeteering the sleep Linguini. How can the sleeping Linguini? How can he make Linguini answer? He pulls a side hair hank, causing Linguini's head to loll to Colette. Give her a lazy nod, then turn back to his work. Colette, so the chef, he invited you in for a drink. That's big. That's big. What did he say? Under Linguini's toque, Remy hesitates. There's no hair he can pull for speech. Desperate, he pulls the turned hair again. Resume scene. Linguini's head lolls lazily back to Colette. The effect of being a smug. What do you think he said, babe? What? You can't tell me? What, you can't tell me? Said Colette. Linguini is silent. He resumes cutting. Colette goes cold. Oh, forgive me for intruding on your deep and personal relationship with the chef. I see how it is. Get me to teach you a few kitchen tricks to dazzle the boss. Then you blow past me. Under Linguini's toque, things are going bad fast. Remy keeps Linguini hopping desperately for an idea to salvage the situation. Remy, come on, wake up, says Remy. Resume scene. Linguini keeps chopping vegetables like a hip zombie. His smirk face rolls in Colette's direction. Colette's small, hurt. I thought you were different. I thought you thought I was different. I thought. Now, similarly looking straight at her, Linguini snores. Colette gasps and delivers a roundhouse slap to Linguini's face. Linguini corkscrews and crashes to the floor. Linguini, now completely awake and utterly confused at the crucial chunk of his life he somehow missed, looks up at the furious Colette with wide eyes. Colette, I didn't have to help you. I looked out only for myself. If I looked out only for myself, I could have let you drown. But this is hard for her. I wanted you to succeed. I liked you. My mistake. Colette turns to storm out of the kitchen back door. Both Linguini and Remy, who appears out of Linguini's fallen toque, watch her go. Linguini turns to Remy. Linguini, it's over, little chef. I can't do it anymore. He grabs the toque with Remy inside and runs after Colette. Outside Gusteau's alley behind kitchen continues. Colette is already on her motorcycle. Linguini runs to her. Linguini, stop! Don't motorcycle away! She on tops looks at him. Look, I'm no good with words. I'm not good with food either. At least not without your help. Colette, I hate false modesty. It's just another way to lie. You have talent. Linguini, but I don't really. It's not me. Under Linguini's toque, Remy's eyes widen. This can't be happening. Resume. Linguini and Colette. Linguini, and when I added those extra ingredients instead of following the recipe like you said, that wasn't me either. What do you mean? Says Colette. Linguini, I mean, I wouldn't have done that. I would have followed your recipe. I would have followed your advice. I would have followed your advice to the end of the earth because I love your advice. Colette, but Linguini, but I have a secret. Under Linguini's toque, Remy's really getting worried now. Remy, don't do it, said Remy. Resume scene. Colette's eyes narrow. She's not liking the sound of this. Linguini, it's sort of disturbing. Linguini chuckles sheepishly, then straightens as if to make an announcement. Taking a deep breath, Linguini, I have what? What? Says Colette. Linguini, I have a rash. Colette, you have a rash? No, I have this tiny little, quickly blurts it out. Tiny chef who tells me what to do. Colette, a tiny chef. Yes, he's, points to toque. He's up here. In your brain. Linguini, why is it so hard to talk to you. Gathers the courage. Okay, here we go. You inspire me. I'm going to risk it all. I'm going to risk looking like the biggest idiot psycho you've ever seen. Colette is starting to get scared. We follow her hand as it drops discreetly to her bag, emerges clutching a tiny canister of pepper spray. Linguini continues, impassioned. Linguini, you want to know why I'm such a fast learner? Why I'm such a great cook? Don't laugh. I'm going to show you. Colette looks worried. With great resolve and trembled hands, Linguini slowly reaches up to remove his toque. Inside Linguini's toque, through the cloth, Remy watches Linguini's hands closing in, about to expose him and ruin it all. He yanks on Linguini's hair, thrusting Linguini's forward toward to Colette's face on Linguini as he plants a big kiss on Colette's lips. Colette is frozen, pepper spray in hand, her shock and surprise surpassed only by Linguini's own. Inside Linguini's toque, with furrowed brows and gritted teeth, Remy maintains Linguini's forward thrust kiss. This could go either way. In turn, Linguini and Colette, as they continue their startled kiss, their eyes flash through a myriad of emotions: surprise, fear, anger, vulnerability, happiness, and finally, surrender. Their arms wrap around each other. Inside Linguini's toque, Remy collapses with relief, for the moment anyway. The fragile charade survives. And I'll leave it off there. Alrighty. I'll see when I can make the next recording. You guys have been great. Bye-bye.